Yar'Adua came out and said, the election that brought me to power is the worst election in Nigeria history. Morisiwu. But since then, Nigeria don't enter canal like that since that time. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan tried to reform the electoral process and he became the sacrificial lamb for it. And APC, they will never make such mistake. Now they are accusing him that, now to make the matter worse, they continue this lie of Obasanjo spending $16 billion to generate darkness. That is one propaganda that APC, have been using so well. Even you can see the roadside, beer parlor gist, where people say things like that. You can probably pardon them, you can forgive them, or you wouldn't expect people who are inside the presidency, who are actually in government, to also continue to push that same lie. That's why you will know that propaganda. Obasanjo budgeted $16 billion to build 11 power plants that would then generate 20,000 megawatts of electricity for Nigeria. Obasanjo did not spend $16 billion on electricity generation in Nigeria. He never spent that. How much did Obasanjo spend? And did Obasanjo actually looted the monument for power? The answer is no. Obasanjo did not loot any penny from the electricity generation, what have you. But Yar'Adua came out then. You remember, it was Yar'Adua who said he was going to probe the $16 billion that Obasanjo budgeted for power. And around the time, 11 power stations were being built across Nigeria. Yar'Adua stopped the project, launched a probe. At the end of the day, the report from that probe, including the own EFCC and the rest of that, came out to say there was actually no money missing and there was no $16 billion spent. It was $8 billion spent, and the project was near completion. Today, out of the 11 power projects Obasanjo built that was nearing completion, they ended up completing 5 of them. And among those 5, they are among those who are actually generating electricity for Nigeria today, this moment. Internet never forgets. So if people are pushing that beer parlor gist, okay, it is not to defend Obasanjo. No, it's not to defend him. It is actually to set the record straight. But if anybody wants to abuse Obasanjo or tear him apart, they are free to do so. But please, it won't make any sense for these low lives, this bunch of criminals, career criminals around this druggie, to continue to mislead the people. For those who want to be misled, there is a record of how that money was actually spent. The 27 companies, 27 different companies that were paid, collected the contracts to build you the supposed power stations, and some of them got stopped. And some of those turbines that were imported, I don't know if some of them have actually probably rotten away in, at your seaport because of Yar'Adua, because of Yar'Adua's probe. Or the project actually ended where Obasanjo left them 17 years ago. 18 years ago. And if not for that singular effort, you probably will be worse than Somalia today when it comes to power. I mean, I don't even know if Somalia have any electricity problem like you do in that contraption. Obasanjo's power plants are those who are now providing electricity, which APC, they have not added a single megawatt of electricity. Megawatt, so one megawatt to your national grid in 9 years. But they are so loud. Let me share something with you for the record, okay? It was in 2018 when the likes of Femi Oponu Adesina, when they pushed the similar, what do you call it? When they pushed the similar narrative that, hang on, what's this? Sure. So when they push the narrative that Obasanjo spent $16 billion and generated darkness at the time, here, where the, here was the report. It was actually like a proper report said, compiled by the former EFCC chairman, Ibrahim Lamode at the time. So according to the report, published by Tinubu's newspaper as well, here, Muhammadu Buhari has accused former President Olusegun Obasanjo administration of blowing $16 billion on power. Obasanjo replied that he was never indicted, adding, the answer is simple. The power is in the 7 national integrated power projects and 18 gas turbines that Chief Obasanjo's successor, who originally made the allegation of $16 billion, did not clear from the port for over a year, and the civil works done on the site. The report said, further investigations also revealed that a national integrated power project is currently apace in 6 zones of the country, for which about 1,230,949,000,000 and 66,528 naira was committed by the government. The projects were also at different levels of completion, but as at the moment of this report, 360 billion, 714 million, 147,700 naira, 3 kobo, has been paid out to contractors, leaving a balance of 870 billion, 234 million, 918,828 naira, and 6 kobo yet to be paid. Now, here, for those who collected money, Shogbowo, Ogbowo, Mogbowo, Shogbowo, Ogbowo, right? Here, the companies that got paid and the job they did, shall you get? Pivot Engineering Limited was awarded contracts in the sum of 78,625,736 dollars for the construction of Owerri, Ahuada, Yenagua, 132 kVA DC lines and substations. It is to be noted that out of this, $73 million has been paid to the contractor. ABB Nigeria Limited received a contract in the sum of 21,489,644, $21.4 million, and NI 489 million, 489 billion, 271 million, 79.60 billion, or whatever. So for the construction of second Bini Onitsha, 330 kVA SC line. So far, the contractors have been paid the sum of 1,676,223,000 naira. Siemens Limited also benefited from a contract of 15 million euro, right? And then 200 million naira to provide Onitsha 150 MVA, 330, 132, 3 kVA transmission whatever line, and 330 kV base at Onitsha and Benin. Out of this contract sum, it has received a total payment of 12 million euros, 499,567, right? Which is billion, 49.979 billion. Enagovod SRC was awarded a project of Alaogi, Calabar, 330 kVA DC lines for $42 million. Orange VAR, see, all these names are kind of like tricky, by the way. So they got 8.9 million pounds in contract. Chrome Consortium was awarded contract for the provision of Gombe, Yola, Jalingo, 330 kVA SC lines at $74 million. News Engineering Limited got a contract valued at $3.4 million. Alaogi, Umuahia, 132 kVA DC line was awarded to Pivot Engineering at $4 million. Right? He got 3.9 million. Valence Holdings Nigeria Limited got contract for Umuahia 2x30 40 MVA, 132 stroke, 33 kV substation for $7 million. Kevin News Engineering handled Gombe, Damaturu, Maiduguri. Now, you know why I'm mentioning this is that you can hear who got what for where and where under Obasanjo. Sure, you get JKN Limited did Ado-Ekiti 132 stroke 33 kVA substation and Akure 132 kVA Lihangbe extension, right? 822 million, and they received 521 million naira. Kano Duse 132 kVA DC and Duse Azare 132 kVA SC line were done by LCEP at $50 million. ABB did Duse Azare by 30 stroke 40 MVA. Now, these were power stations, power substations, transmission lines, and all of this that Obasanjo did, which all resulted to, here is another one, the Egbi Ikeja West, any main station, okay? That's a 330 kV DC line and substation was handled by Enago Nigeria Limited at $8.4 million. So they got 6.4 million. And NEPA, SEEB power interconnection. Now, all of this, they can be fact-checked. They have been fact-checked to actually exist. From this, Obasanjo got 16 billion, and Nigeria was generating over 8,000 megawatts of electricity. Here is another one. News Engineering, Nigeria Limited, got the contract for the construction of 1 by 30 MVA, 132 stroke 33 watt substation at Kefi for 441 million naira. But they were paid 251 million naira. Continental Engineering Limited was awarded Talata Mafara 2 by 30 stroke 40 MVA, 132 stroke 33 kV substation for 435 million naira. But they got 420 million naira paid. Amope Sapele 1 by 30 stroke 40 MVA, 132 stroke 33 kV substation was handled by News Engineering Limited at $1.1 million and 219 million naira. But the company received $1 million and $1.014 million and 78 million naira. Here is another one. AB Power, Katempe, got National Stadium, 132 kV DC line for 347 million naira, but they were paid 173 million naira. So 26 companies carried out FY 2000 substation reinforcement projects for 2.6 billion, but they received 2.3 billion, representing 90% of the contract. AAB Nigeria Limited handled rehabilitation of Delta TV yard for 2,879,811 euro, but they were paid 36, so only we 2 by 60. Most of these power stations were later sold. Most of these power projects, they were later sold by the successive government in their privatization of NEPA when the NEPA became power holding. So it is not as if to say Obasanjo actually come out the money, put it inside his pocket like others have now done. Like I said, the man deserves all the insult, all the abuses and all of that because he's a selfish man. He brought us to this stage. He actually destroyed this country that gave room to the APC, Egbekegbe, to have access to power. If not, the likes of APC, Egbekegbe, they should never have any access to power anywhere in the world. But because of Obasanjo's selfishness, self-centeredness, now you have APC. CEO, CS International Limited was awarded $1.395 million for the construction of a new 330 kV line at Olonshogo, Benin, Ikeja West, in which a down payment of $596,000 was paid. SEPCO got the $30.3 million new 330 kV substation at Papalanto. They were paid $8.9 million. Kukwaba 2 by 60 MYA 132 stroke 33 kV substation was awarded to NCEP for $5.2 million, right? But at the end of the day, they got 20% payment was made, which comes to $1,150,000. So CC International Limited is a company that was awarded Onisha, Unewi, Ihiala, 132 kV DC line at $2.6 million. Here you get. So this thing is online, but the likes of Tinubu's ass leakers, APC, Egbekegbe, they have their audience, they have their people who listen to them. Here you get. And that is why somehow, for the sake of posterity and for the sake of, to stop misinformation, misleading, all of that, and their propaganda, Obasanjo did not spend $16 billion on power in Nigeria. The total money Obasanjo spent on power was calculated to be $8 billion. And there were actually evidence of all these power stations, substations, DC lines, and all of this switch, whatever it was building across the country. They actually existed. Now ask APC, Egbekegbe. Now Nigeria is now generating less than 4,000 megawatt electricity. 9 years plus. That's like 14 years. No, 17 years after Obasanjo. Obasanjo was generating over 8,000 megawatt electricity. 17 years after Obasanjo, Nigeria is now generating less than 4,000 megawatts electricity, distributing less than 3,000 megawatt electricity. They have not built any new power station in Nigeria since Obasanjo left. Not a single one has been built. They have not built anything new on power, invest in anything power in Nigeria, but the money has been stolen and stolen and stolen and stolen. That Nigeria is now in darkness. Now the same people they try to use Obasanjo wash now. No be them photo. Now the old man's fault. A very selfish old man. Now he's telling us that except something changes, he is not participating in any election again. Just to justify what we have told you before. Now Mumugo they go saying they contest election with APC in that contraption now. Now Mumugo
democracy is not working for us. And that's why we are keep facing your vote doesn't come today in Nigeria. Don't listen to us. And unless things change, and I mean that, I am not going to vote in Nigeria. Unless things change. Because they will say it doesn't matter what you have your vote. It doesn't matter your number. You write the figure. And they say go to court. And then you are not sure you are going to get justice in the court. So what are you voting for? What democracy are you talking about? So if you are still in that form, then good luck to our democracy.
Then good luck to you. If you are still in that mindset that you want to go and do election with these guys, good luck to you. In Ogun State, Dubious Dapo, the self-appointed emperor, people don't really learn from history. And there's something about not learning from history. They said if you don't learn from history, you are bound, right, to repeat it. That means to repeat the same mistake in history. Dubious Dapo is celebrating the charade called local government election. Yesterday, I showed you what he was doing to his supposed opposition, Ladi Adebutu, right, where he sent a gunman to go after him because he told him not to come out. Don't come out on the day of election. Anybody that is not APC must not come out. You don't want to see them outside. If you see them outside, beat them. If they rejected your beating, shoot them. Now, they don't shoot people. They don't beat people for Dubious Dapo. Dubious Dapo has announced the APC as the winner. All of them the winner. And he swore for them, I think this morning, they did swearing ceremony.
That I will not allow my personal interest to influence my official conduct or my official decisions, that I will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will abide by the Code of Conduct contained in the 5th Schedule to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That in all circumstances, I will do right to all manner of people according to law, without fear or favor, affection or ill will. That I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person any matter which shall be brought under my consideration or shall become known to me as chairman, except as may be required for the due discharge of my duties as chairman, and that I will devote myself, that I will not allow.
Yeah, that's them being sworn in. Is not satisfied. I told them not to come out. He came out. I will show him dubious Dapo and his own self-appointed local government administrators in Ogun States. See some drama.
You are shocked and surprised. Let me assure you that the whole episode that happened in Peru is now being investigated. And anyone found culpable, anyone, regardless of who they are, either lowly placed or highly placed, you will deal with them in the fullest accordance with the law. The full weight of the law will descend on them. We will discipline them. You are shocked.
Their time will come and pass. But the people who they are supposed to possibly be governing will continue to live in the abject ones, in underdevelopment that is pretty much like their badge of honor in Ogun State. For your eyes only. The achievement of these lunatics, chancers, opportunists, all for power. Take a look at this. Let's take a tour.
I'm going down with BWALA.